Good evening. Leading the news this Wednesday, high-level U.S.-Soviet talks open to resolve the verification snag in the INF Treaty. Robertson endorsed Bush, while Dukakis widened his lead over Jackson. Leading banks raised the prime lending rate, and stocks fell. We'll have details in our news summary in a moment. Judy Woodruff is in Washington tonight. Judy?
After the news summary, the jump in the prime rate is our lead focus tonight. We get the assessment of a Wall Street expert. Then, Cokie Roberts on Democratic moves to make political hay out of the trade bill. Next, rising auto insurance rates. We look at what's happened in California. Then, consumer advocate Ralph Nader and an insurance industry representative debate the national trend. Finally, a very special observance of Irving Berlin's 100th birthday, with entertainer Steve Allen at the piano.
In Washington today, the Federal Aviation Administration released audio tapes of conversation between the crew of the crippled Aloha Airlines plane and the control tower as the plane approached the Hawaiian island of Maui 2 weeks ago. The 737 made an emergency landing on April 28th after a 20-foot section of its upper cabin tore away. One flight attendant was swept to her death during the incident. The remaining passengers and crew survived. What you're about to hear is the voice of First Officer Mimi Tompkins as she communicated with an air traffic controller during that emergency descent.
Aloha 43, we're in dock for landing. We're just to the west of McKenna, just to the east of McKenna, descending out of 13, and we have rapid depressurized, declaring an emergency.
Hello, 243, can you give me your souls on board and your fuel on board?
We, 86 plus 5 crew members.
Okay, and just to verify, you broke up initially. You do need an ambulance, is that correct?
Affirmative.
Roger. How many do you think are injured?
We have no idea. We cannot communicate with our flight attendants.
Okay, we'll have ambulance on the way.
Okay, be advised, we have no nose gear. We are landing without the nose gear.
Okay, any other assistance you need, advise me.
We'll need all the equipment you've got.
Hello, 243, just for information, the gear appears down. The gear appears down. The fire trucks are on the way.
First Officer Tompkins and Captain Robert Schornstheimer were in Washington today to receive praise from their fellow pilots. The Airline Pilots Association gave them the Superior Airmanship Award. In accepting the award, Captain Schornstheimer gave credit to the cabin crew, and he praised the passengers for staying calm during the crisis. In Nicosia, Cyprus today, a powerful car bomb intended for the Israeli embassy exploded, killing 3 people. The explosion occurred on a busy avenue, scattering twisted pieces of shrapnel over a wide area. 19 people were wounded by the blast. Among those killed was the driver of the car bomb, who had twice tried to park in front of the embassy earlier in the day. Police recovered a remote-controlled detonating device and arrested a Lebanese man running from the scene. A caller claiming to represent the Abu Nidal terrorist group told NBC News today it was the first in future attacks on Israeli targets.
In Lebanon, another truce and another round of killing today. At least 29 people died and 110 were wounded as rival militia groups battled in the Shiite Muslim suburbs of South Beirut. The latest fighting broke an earlier truce and continued for 8 hours until Syrian and Iranian mediators negotiated another ceasefire.